would you consider yourself like aligned with kind of the common good? I guess I put like Rubio in there, Josh Hawley.
I'd like to kind of start defining some terms. I'm not that familiar with this common good capitalism thing. So if you guys could explain what you mean by that, that would be helpful to me and hopefully to the viewers as well.
I can.
Yeah, you give us your definition, and I'll tell you if
I think this is probably where a lot of the disagreement takes place. But look, I think the common good is recognizing that there are some things in society that we as a people should want, ends that we want, and there are sometimes roles for the state to play in promoting that end. So a classic example I think we can talk about is the question of like the child tax credit. Most people agree the child tax credit is good. I think libertarians probably mostly do because it means that we're lowering taxes.
Yeah, there's this debate among libertarians about do we want a simple tax code or do we want taxes lower wherever we can get them lower? Right. And I tend to be on the side of get them lower wherever you can get them lower personally.
Right. So, the child tax credit, it is kind of a natalist policy, right?
Yeah.
There is definitely a social engineering side to it. We want to help parents. We want to encourage them having children. Republicans like me who are, I guess you could say common good Republicans, I'm a hardcore natalist. Like I see our birth rate at 1.6 or whatever it is. And I think we need dramatic action to reverse that. And so, where I might advocate for something much more aggressive, like Hawley came out with a parent tax credit. And it's like $12,000 a year, right? Yeah. So these are the types of things that common good conservatives might think about more. But definitely there's more of a comfort with using the state.
Yeah.
So you asked me a little bit about like how I identify. I'm very comfortable with the term populist, and I actually probably feel more comfortable with that than conservative at this point. And the reason is because and this is the term that everyone seems to disagree on, what populism is.
It's actually what got us motivated to schedule this, because I tweeted something. I defined populism on Twitter, and you responded, we need to talk about this.
Yeah, that's right. And there are a lot of differences on this, but to me, populism is not just this idea of what's popular. Like, raising the minimum wage is popular, so would a populist support raising the minimum wage? I don't, actually. To me, populism is, there's kind of two poles on this. There's elitism, which is a confidence in elites that experts are better inclined to run society, whether it be through the state or through institutions, private institutions. And then, populists are more confident in people making their own decisions. Yeah. And so in that sense, people try to create this populist libertarian dichotomy, but I don't think so. I really think that populists like me, or at least the way I'm defining it, have a lot of libertarian tendencies and comfort within that movement.
Now,